I feel that. I feel that.
我感觉
我感觉。
Hi, I'm Menden.
Hi, I'm Brenda.
Hi, I'm Kiara.
I'm Leah and this is
Zula Chit Chats.
Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Chit Chats, and today we'll be talking about if your parents have any favourites in your family. So right, you never see most of these faces before because they haven't really appeared on Chit Chats on this segment because they got no experience. So today we post some content. But we'll talk a bit about your family first. So maybe you can share with us like what your family structure is like. So how many siblings do you have, etc.
I have 2 siblings. My sister is 4 years younger than me, and then my brother is 8 years younger than me. So oldest child.
Okay, so I have 1 sibling, 1 younger brother who's 3 years younger than me.
So you're both older, sir.
Oh shit, I'm also the oldest.
What?
Yeah,
You're confirm favorited.
No,
We
later.
go later.
Yeah,
later. Why you speak?
You know why? Because I'm a middle child.
Oh.
I have an older sister who's 4 years older and a younger brother who is 7 years younger.
I'm the oldest child. I have 2 sisters. My second sister is 3 years younger than me. My younger sister is 8 years younger than me.
Oh.
Yeah. So actually we have all
Yeah.
the age difference quite
Very
big.
big, yeah.
Okay, but we'll go into the important question which is are you your parents' favourite?
One of them.
It's same.
Which one?
My dad.
Same.
Really?
You know what they say about like daddy's girl? I think it's true cause my mom like show favoritism towards my brother, then my father show favoritism towards me. Yeah, can tell, very obvious. Y'all Why you laugh?
Because it's true.
Oh.
Like,
So you also?
No, he is
Common both favourite one. Yeah.
no, okay.
Because he never bring girl home.
One time. Yesterday night, right, I go and ask my mom. Tomorrow I'm gonna do an episode on favourite child. Then I stared at her. Then she stared at me. Then I'm like, and then she's like, you cannot say yourself one lah. Then after I'm like, then after that she stared at me. Then I walk away. Then I'm like, okay, I know already.
So
And
what are
then
some ways your mom show you favoritism?
she trusts me a lot, so I don't have to like report to her like whatever I do that kind. But I do that also in a very nice way lah. So I will tell her like who I'm going out with, that kind of stuff.
I think because my parents are divorced, so it's very hard to say. But logically speaking, up to a certain age, I would say that I don't think I was the favourite. Because I think my parents favoured my younger sister. But mainly because, right, I think when she grew up, like my parents were already going through a divorce, that kind of thing. So it's like kind of a bit harder for her also. And then she's a bit more sensitive or like emotional. She will show that she's upset and stuff. So my mum used to like tongue her a lot lah, that kind of thing. Because I stay with my mum now, so like my mum still gives me a lot of freedom to do whatever I want. So she doesn't like control me or anything. So in general, it's just like the biasness towards someone, but at the same time, I can overlook it because she doesn't really treat me too badly or too different. Yeah, love you, mum.
I love you, mom and dad.
You better say it now. Better say it
Love
now.
you all,
Watch
love
the
you all.
video.
Love you, mom and dad.
Okay, how about you? Is there what are some instances, right, that indicated that like you felt that either you were favorited or someone else in your family was the favourite?
Okay, I thought about like my mom show favoritism to my brother first lah. Okay, it's like for example, at home right, we drink coffee or we eat already. Then sometimes you just leave there, then like lazy wash right.
What?
I will get scolded. Like why you always leave there? I tell you how many times already wash. Then my brother leave there right, nothing. Never say one Sometimes I very annoyed already lah, or I like that day my mood like wow, I see be angry already. Then I see this kind of thing right, then I will be like. Every time like that one I never do something then you scold me right.
Yeah.
Then when he never do something you just let him be
Yeah.
Then I will just end off with a punchline That's why he's so spoiled.
Oh.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg.
Okay, actually, so you are oldest kids, right? So your parents kind of favorited you since you were first born.
Not true.
Wait, so that was what happened to my older sister. She's an overachiever. She's really smart and wise. Academics, she did very well. She went all the prestigious schools. And then wise because all the advice she gives all really good lah. So they all favorited her when we were younger. Then we have a baby in the family also, my younger brother, and he's the only son. So when he was born, everybody sayang him. Who was left out?
It's okay.
Oh.
But now you're based on ebook, you famous already.
Actually, that's true, which is so sad.
Why?
No, it's not because famous or what. Was when I started appearing on videos, and then all my church auntie uncle watch, and then they always tell my parents, "Hey, your daughter's so funny." money, so good. It's kind of, then they outwardly show that they are proud of me. But before that, they're always proud of my sister. I think my parents show favoritism more, or maybe I see it more as like gifts and monetary, more surface things. So my brother, he grew up really spoiled. Like he goes shopping, my mom pays for everything one. H&M, Cotton On. Mine right must be like this fashion, this fashion. It's damn sad. So my mom doesn't pay for my outfits. My mom pays for my brother up till this age. Yeah, so I always tell my brother until this day, hey, Mama loves you more, she's still paying for your clothes. What the heck? But little does he know that my dad loves me more.
So he buy for you lah.
Yeah, so my dad, he saves his money a lot. He doesn't believe in buying branded goods. But recently, he went LV to shop.
Oh,
And he
that's a
bought,
big change eh.
Yeah, like it's quite worrying also lah. Like, he spends so much money. But he bought me a freaking LV purse eh. And then he like, hey, come, Cici, come to my room. Hey, don't tell anybody. He close the door.
So cute.
Then he gave me the LV purse and I was like, oh my god, Papa, what the hell I bought? Oh my god. Then I asked him to return it because it's something that I know he won't do and it's very out of the norm. But I don't really complain too much about it because as I was growing up, I know that inside they love me more gradually because I was more emotional than my sister. So I was kind of giving them emotional support. Especially my dad lah. I always like tell him because you know daddy's girl.
Yeah.
So easier to tell Papa.
So how you do?
How do you show?
Yeah.
How to do? I just hold his hand when I go out with him and then he'll be very happy.
Aww.
Yeah.
I never tell to my father before.
Wow, so you born already, your father love you lah.
Yeah lah, I come out first leh. Who he love? Of course it's me first.
True.
Cause my dad is those typical Asian dad, like don't say I love you. So the way he shows his love right is through money.
Wow.
Your angpao money bigger
So angpao money damn sensitive one, it's same. So growing up I was a spendthrift, then I really like had no sense of saving money one lah, which is damn bad. My dad will never hesitate to give me money when I text him, that kind. Yeah. But also because like cause my parents divorced also. So I think like the only way he could show me the love right is like when I text him like I have not enough money. I damn bad. He will never say no one.
Yeah.
But now then I like repay back cause I earning money ma, right?
I think it's nothing wrong though. Like I feel like if your parents do give you money, it's like you shouldn't be like ashamed. As long as you don't like just take advantage of them lah.
I think like parents tend to favor the child right that reflects their personality the most. For example, my brother all the while growing up very tame one. Like no rebellious stage, very 乖. Then it's like a reflection of my mum. But then I went through that stereotypical phase lor, like the rebellious in secondary school. My father is abing one, so I think he saw that in me, you know. Then he like, okay, you're my favourite, no lah. But then, yeah, but you all don't think it's true, man.
I think to a certain
I don't know,
extent,
like-
yes. I think to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I think my dad favourites my younger sister also. Like he always tell me,
Similar.
yeah, they are very similar. But then like he will always tell me, you need to take care of her more. Like she really like look up to you, but she don't want to say only that kind of thing. But you must really like care for her feelings more. And me being the person reply like, for what? She also don't want to talk to me. Even though like I always say like I very emotionless, right? Then I don't care about my sisters or whatever. But I really fucking fuck with them after I knife and cut them.
Wow.
Legit.
大姐.
Of course I will fucking kill them I'm like, you fuck off from my life. I made a whole YouTube video posting about it.
I think like mine is cause I listen to my mom a lot. Like, whatever my mom say, I was like, oh okay. Like then she scold me, I'll be like, okay, never mind, yeah, my fault, yeah.
You damn passive, so I will fight back.
No lah, it's like I know like okay, you make sense. Then like I pick my battles lah. Like some battles don't need fight one lah. Like get scolded, just get scolded lah. Then my sis right to my dad right is that cause my parents split also right. So sometimes like when my mom's not at home, my sis will video call my dad Yeah, my brother and I don't do that. I think like cause of that, that's why I would say that my dad favors my sis a bit more than my mom to me cause I always listen to her.
Does this favoritism affect any other aspect of your life?
Thinking.
Okay, y'all start first,
Have
y'all
but
start.
then it's not like a very very big thing lah.
Okay.
Cause my mom right, I feel that I feel that.
I feel
Oh, 感觉
I feel like sometimes my opinions a bit like not valued. So for example, if she asks me something, then I voice that opinion, then she will take it with a pinch of salt. But then if she asks my brother and my brother voices the same opinion, she listen. When I come out to the real world, I will be scared to voice my opinions. Cause I scared like they don't matter.
Cause I know what to do to gain the favor of other people, right? Like
Manipulative.
no, it's like you know how to put yourself in like the best books of other people. Like so like that's one aspect. Then the other aspect is like cause you already know like how to like
Manipulate.
how do I jaga?
Oh, you start tectonic dance, you know, this one you can put the music inside the
I would always like pride myself in being like very very like responsible and very clear-headed about things. So when it comes to work also, right, I will always like finish the work on time, like supportive to like my team members, be supportive to like the interns under me, that kind of thing. Sometimes it becomes like a stretch for myself because it's like overly responsible, overly want to do this, overly want to do that, but it's just to get the favor of other people.
Oh my god, you're so honest.
I don't think I kena favourite for my mother that much lah. But I think I adapted a lot of what my mother like taught to me. How she treats me very independently. So she just expects me to solve things on my own and do things for myself. So maybe at work also, like I always just tell my interns or you 长大 already, just go and do things yourself. Don't need me lah. That kind of deal. Okay, then to kind of wrap up the video, is there any last words of advice that you can give to people who are in both positions of favoritism and non-favoritism?
Wow. I feel like I need to give a disclaimer first.
Go.
Like, this is just our opinions, right? It may be like
yeah.
not balanced, you know. I feel like you need to get our siblings to sit here.
That's
and talk
true.
about
That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah, right.
To be honest, I think the favorited child, it doesn't always have like a good time also.
Yeah, correct.
Because it's not their fault that they're favorited, but then they kena from us, even though they never do anything wrong.
My advice is, you grow older, you get better.
Yeah, that's
Confirm.
It's true, yeah. Because
100%.
when you grow older, you have like your own identity already, and then it's not based on like how much your parents like you, or how much your parents don't like you.
I think if you really want to resolve issues with your parents, you have to talk to them. Although it's like don't talk to my parents lah. They don't listen and understand me. But most of the time, I think they're trying to understand.
Every parent is a first time parent. They weren't a parent before.
Yeah.
So I don't blame my parents for favoring my siblings in the past because I feel like as much as they can, they will try to be as fair as they could.
Write down what you're not happy with. Like I saw you doing this the other day. Why he never watch this, you never score? Why I never watch this, I kena so many times.
Correct.
Wow, but actually, right, come to think of it, will we actually favor our children next time?
That's
my
Confirm will
Yeah.
I think favoritism is inevitable.
Yeah.
If someone gives you more emotional support, financial support, whatever support, you will gravitate towards that person more, love the person more. Why? As a you'll be thankful, right?
You take responsibility for your life so that they can trust you. Because at the end of the day, your parents want the best for you, right? So if they know that you're gonna live your life well, they will like let go in all the different areas.
So with that said, we have come to the end of this episode. Do you guys have any favoritism stories down in the comments? Please leave them. We would like to read them.
Yeah.
And also, so maybe they don't feel so alone. We don't feel so alone.
Yeah.
Brandon can be the exception. Yeah, but if you have any comments, leave it down below. Also, let us know what else to talk about next time on the next episode of Zula Chick Chats. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.
Bye!